I'm going to just listen in because guides and higher being, they just love opportunities like this to talk about all things significant and subtle. So I'm just going to take a moment and see where they want to go with this. Okay. This is. I don't even need to take time. Do you have? I'm being told. Do you have access to a crystal ball, or know someone has a crystal ball, or did you have like a crystal ball experience, or something like that?
She has many crystals.
Okay. Do you have one that's like carved into like a crystal ball, particularly?
Hmm? You did at one time? She did at one time.
Okay. So, um, that's good because that time is what we're going to go talk about. Um, I'm being told we don't need to talk about what crystal balls are. That's not what that subject was coming out. It was actually to indicate a period of time, connect us to a place at which that was present. Particularly because there was a part of Cindy's consciousness that operated with the crystal ball, whether she used it as a crystal ball or not. So there was a part of her that we'll call it. It's like one of Cindy's eyes was in the crystal ball, looking out at her life, and recorded and accounted for a couple things that had come up. They're significant, apparently, to the present. Give me one moment. Okay. During that period of time, you went through a challenging of your beliefs, and this is a challenge of your beliefs by others, not by yourself. It's almost like it's telling the message I'm getting is that you were in a position to feel superimposed on by you having to speak up or prove yourself. Now, I say superimposed because you felt like you shouldn't have to do that or you didn't want to. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. So, right now, this moment right now, I'm being told it's a good time to get over this vibration because you've had it since then. That was a period that started it and created a fragment. This fragment, we'll just call it a belief or whatever. It's something that you carried over until now. It's alive, but it's literally an anchor. It's something that's holding you back from your full expression. Now, when we say expression, I don't mean necessarily talking. I mean like how you give yourself to people around you and how you share what you know or what matters to you. There's something involved in that time back then that started, so you know where it sort of starts from. Okay, by being able to relate to where the starting period in time and going back in your memories to the experiences that were like, hey man, don't try to challenge me on this. Don't try to make me prove things. Don't try to make me, tell you about, what my life is really about. And don't. It's almost like this place where you're telling people to stop doing something with regards to interacting with you, whether you were doing it consciously or just below the surface of conscious, like you're reacting, saying no. It's as if that is ready to go away. You're ready to step past that. You have, you're probably not aware of this, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. You have, what I'm being told is the kind of expression that people would call singing. But it's not singing in the conventional way. It's singing in the way that you have like a way of sharing life in a very energetically poetic, adoring, loving, and very pronounced way that is like singing, like what a song does in a couple minutes or something like that. I want to say uh, another expression can be something like uh, choosing music that demonstrates this, playing music that demonstrates this, and inviting others to have that experience. I get this feeling that on one level, you're like a musical composer. Like you should be writing music or something for piano. I don't know. Um, you have that, but it doesn't have a way of necessarily seeing the light of day for other people. So the way that you experience it is in um, prayer. You're probably already familiar with your ability to pronounce blessings and prayer with your mind. These are a form of like music. Writing is also the same sort of thing. Like um, there's like this musical, which is just another way of saying like words with energy. Okay, there's like this place where like information is passed, but with energy, and it's very moving. It's very inviting. It can be very inspiring, or it can be very insightful. Um, it's very. I just keep being told singing, um, and that it's a form of communication that people are kind of in need of a master like yourself. It's as if um, when you have a couple things to say, it's like it has a deep, resounding effect on the subconscious, if not on the conscious level of someone. Are you familiar with this? I mean, is this connecting? Does this make sense?
Does it make sense to you? Yeah, it does to me too. As her sister, yes.
Okay.
It doesn't? Oh, she's saying no.
She's saying no. Okay, good, because that's where we're going to go. There is, we'll put it another way. You're familiar with the vibration of grace. Grace is basically an action that's taken from sort of like a divinely inspired place within oneself. Grace is like a personal stance. Okay, it's like a personal approach, and it involves a deep level of intuition that is in connection with the higher self of oneself, like your soul. And singing is a version of having your soul find a way to the surface. Now, whether you're familiar with the element that you have this or not, it's clear that there's something in the past, that this period in time where the crystal ball recorded what was going on in your life, is saying that poignantly makes you feel like your singing is not actually of value, because you're actually in this position where you don't want to be received as a bad singer or a bad poet or a bad person that shares. So you actually have an internal conscious level that is at a level of discomfort in the way that you share. So when we go back to this point in the past, it's created this place that's that you've considered a truth on the surface, but it's not actually a truth. Okay? It's literally a massive, massive energetic potential within you. It's called a potential because you don't see it.